Hello and welcome to the first episode in this series. What we are going to be doing is trying to build something different than Assetto Corsa. So lately, as of recording this, there has been a mass amount of Sylvias. Don't be wrong, they're a great platform, great for drifting. You can do a lot with these cars. They actually have pretty much done everything. From racing professionally to being rally cars. I've seen plenty of drag cars, drift cars, toge, show cars, garage queens, rust buckets, missiles. They've done everything. And they've done that in Assetto too. I think it's time to do something different, and this small series that I'm recording is going to involve these two cars. The SGM Nissan Stagea and my personal Gran Turismo 7 port of the Nissan 350Z. Now, first glance, two completely different cars. Wagon and a two-door. I don't exactly know. I don't know if it's I think it's a coupe. Not 100% sure on the terminology for that. It's always confused me. But they're two completely different cars. But there are some key factors I've actually noticed before filming this that made these two very, very good candidates for a build. So what we're going to be doing over just this episode is just mainly preparing the cars. I'm not 100% sure on how long this is actually going to take, as we will have to recreate portions of the 350Z front end to actually work on the Stagea. Now, one reason why I actually noticed, well, a few things I did notice before we start anything, is actually the curvature of the windows, or the A-pillars to be exact. Now, obviously, 350Z is a bit more curved compared to Stagea, straight A-pillar with a bit of a flow towards the front. So it drops straight and then sort of flows out, where the 350Z curves up. They do kind of have similarities towards the top. But obviously, pretty much what we're going to be doing is actually cutting the front of the Stagea off and putting the front of the 350 on. We're going to have to remake parts of it. And we might even make a kit along the way. We'll see how we go with that. But the main parts that I actually noticed are the fenders. So as you can see here, both fenders coming off the headlights towards the actual windshield have flat spot, like an actual point where it's actually flat, completely horizontal. Well, not exactly completely horizontal, but pretty damn close. And you can kind of see the similarities that they both come up and they flare out. Obviously, the Stagea flares a bit more up than across, unlike the 350Z. But that's the fun part about this is video game. This is all digital. We can build what we want. That is, in fact, what we're going to do. And that will be sliding this into here and creating one masterpiece. Now, obviously, in order to even do that, we need to actually prepare the two cars. And the best way to do it is we're going to export both of them into a folder and pull the 350Z front off. So we have exactly everything we need to transfer to the Stagea. We're not going to take any of the wheels, even though, yes, these are actually sitting on Alpina wheels, or Alpina, however you pronounce it. Bit of a unique twist on the 350. But we're going to take the whole front. We probably won't take, we could take the Z badge. We could take that and maybe put it on the back here, along with the SGM. We'll keep that on there for, okay, that's actually put into the livery from the looks of it. Yep, it is, okay. Well, obviously, we'll keep SGM in the credits of the car when I do release this, as I don't want to take the credit for a car I didn't fully build. But we could probably take the Z badge and throw it somewhere. Called the Stagea Z. Sounds pretty cool. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close down this, and we're going to reboot up the showroom. And we're just going to unpack the Lodge KN5. We just go wait for it to convert collada to FBX, save the INI, so we can bring this back in easily. Now do the same with my 350Z. Unpack the lot. Hopefully content manager wants to be nice and actually let us do too. That is beautiful. Now we can obviously close down content manager, and we now have our two lovely folders here. So we're just going to go into here, and we'll go under this folder, and we're going to call this Stagea Z. Copy that into there. Now, if I remember correctly, we shouldn't really need any textures besides the badging. So what we need to do is we need to go into the files and find wherever the Z badging would be, which I will double check now quickly actually. The thing to always do is when you're doing these, always double check everything you're using. Because sometimes, depending on how it's been done, if it's yourself or someone else, these may actually not be textured. So for instance, this is actually just specular tint, and yep, it's a metal texture that I use. So we actually don't need anything off this. Everything on here is actually 3D. We won't worry about the plate. We'll double check on the Stagea. The Stagea has plates. We're all good on that. So close that down, and we don't need this one anymore. We now actually have our mod folder, or project folder, prepared and ready to go. So I'll move this back over to my other monitor, and we'll actually open up 3ds Max and start the preparation of the Stagea Z. Now, if you do enjoy this series, as I progress through, and you do want to see me finish this and release the car to the public, will be unencrypted because obviously I'm not using all my own parts. SGM has publicly released the car, I believe. I'll double check afterwards, and if it hasn't, I will put in a little note somewhere on the screen saying if it is or isn't. Pretty sure it's public, but I don't want to jump ahead of things on that and start releasing private mods. Honestly, in this day and age, people bombard you with mods, and you can't really keep track on who's released what. But go to the folder, Stagea Z. Now let's bring up my base mod 350Z. Let's get rid of any unnecessary parts we do not need, which is pretty much going to be all the dummies. We don't need any of that. So I'm just going to go like this. And so I'm just going to hide it quickly just to make sure. Okay, so that's what it deletes. Get rid of that. Now you will have to manually go through some of these parts and delete them. Things like this. That. Okay, beautiful. That's how we want that. We're not going to need suspension. We're not going to need tow hooks. I love when these models are split perfectly like that, or beautifully like that. Okay, we have our front end. Everything is still there. We still have all lights, bits of glass. With a Nissan badge on there. Delete that. We don't need that anymore because we don't actually have the original 350Z side skirt. Now we'll export this. There it is. Import 350Z front so we know what we're working with model-wise. Oh, that will open a fresh project. We'll bring in the Stagea. Now, knowing SGM, they've probably done a lot neater job than I have with my 350Z. Right click on that, and okay, some parts are a bit cleaner. Don't diss them for their work, they do some really amazing work. You've definitely got a lot more unique mods than I definitely do in terms of the actual mods that they, or that I have released at least. Okay, do that. Remember the whole premises of this is that we do not need the front. Show headlights. Like that, like that. I'll isolate this so we can actually give it more specific on what we're actually trying to delete. Okay, we should have a nice clear front end. Now we're going to go into import, and we're going to grab our 350Z front. Bring that into 1:1 scale, that should, there we go. Line this down how we want it. It's not going to be perfect off the bat, but we will obviously fix that up in due time. I will actually group the front, just so I can do some minor tweaking. So all I want to do right now is just sort of mock up how it's going to look. That should be the hubs. Ah, okay, that's actually quite neat. Just gonna bring this forward. So nice and snug in there. Suspension forward a bit. And there we have it. The start of a journey to creating a truly unique mod. That will for sure stand out in the community. Okay, thank you for watching part 1. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Now, please, if you did enjoy it, like it, please subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to be notified when the next episode goes up, click on that bell and adjust notification settings so then you actually do get a notification when I do upload. Thank you very much, and see you for the next episode.